imagine how good that would be.
Back towards goal, hits the post, but tapped in, and there's Sam Bell.
Neesman slays in corner, that'll do it.
And he make an impact right away. He'll try. Oh, yes! Tommy Caldwell's only gone and done it again.
As Liam Manning's men arrive at Carrow Road to face Norwich City, there is only one question on everybody's lips. Can the unbeaten run continue? The Robins lost 2-1 in the reverse fixture and have not won at Carrow Road since 2009. But City have hit some good form recently and will be looking to secure the win. City claimed a point against Huddersfield in their last outing after Nahki Wells' 101st minute penalty levelled the score. Norwich City have only lost twice in their last 10 fixtures and are strongly in contention for a playoff spot. So it really is all to play for at Carrow Road this afternoon. Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Robins TV, live from Ashton Gate, of course, where City women have been playing Liverpool, and we'll be hearing from City women head coach Lauren Smith a little later. But let me introduce you to former City defender Chris Honor, who's a regular here at Robins TV. Welcome. You said it was too cold to stand and watch City women, so you had to come inside.
Absolutely.
It's really sunny, isn't it? But it's cold.
In the shade it's cold, but it was a great game of football. I was watching some really good play. They were building up nicely. I don't know what the final score was, but I'm sure you'll tell us shortly. But yeah, it was good to watch.
Good stuff. Let's talk about today a minute. And a victory's key for both sides today, isn't it? Because obviously Norwich are looking for that playoff spot, and really we're sort of aiming for top 10.
Yes, there's always something to play for. You know, Bristol City need to measure themselves against this Norwich team who are in the playoffs or in the playoff positions. They're being chased hard by Hull. They'll be under a bit of pressure. Maybe it suits Bristol City to go there without too much on them, except a little bit of pride against probably a better team. They struggled against a Huddersfield team that last week who equally was struggling down had loads to play for near the bottom of the table, but maybe this suits Bristol City. They're not expected to do very much, a very good club and a very good team, but this suits Bristol City and has done all season. We've been saying that they're ever so inconsistent, but they seem to pull out the bag against a better team, so we're expecting a little bit from them this afternoon.
Yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it, dropping points to struggling teams. But then again, now we're sort of 5 unbeaten, looking for a 6th. So a strong end to what's been perhaps a frustrating season.
Yeah, a really frustrating season. It's just, we can't really put our finger on it. They've played so well against the Southamptons, the Leicesters, the Nottingham Forests, the West Hams, and then they struggled against QPR, and then they struggled against Sheffield Wednesday and lost here against Cardiff. And when you look back over a whole season of 40-odd games, those 3 points here, those 9 points against those clubs that we all thought they should have beat after the Southampton game, they're all the ones that get you into that top 6 and take you on to where we want to be. And it's the margins are really, really tight in the Championship, and it's just finding that little magic to push us up that little extra level, and hopefully we can find it in the coming season.
Good stuff. Chris, for now, thank you very much for watching Robins TV. Team news is in from Carrow Road, and the man with all the details today, Alex Duffield.
Yes, thank you very much, Downsy. Yeah, Norwich are unbeaten in 13 at home, and they've won their last 8 in a row at Carrow Road. So, hoping to keep that streak going, David Wagner has named an unchanged side this afternoon. Scottish international Angus Gunn is in goal, behind a back four of Stacey, Duffy, Gibson and McCallum. Marcelino Nunez scored the winner last week. He's in midfield alongside today's skipper Kenny McLean. Gabriel Sara, fresh off being named in the Championship Team of the Year. He'll be one to watch today, and he's alongside Ashley Barnes and Borja Sainz, and they'll sit in behind American striker and Canaries top scorer Josh Sargent. Norwich are also bolstered on the bench by a few returnees, Christian Fastnacht and Jacob Sorensen. Other names to watch out for later on include Dutch target man Sidney van Hooijdonk and the vastly experienced centre-back Danny Bart. As for Bristol City, well, the Robins are on their own unbeaten run. Wells's dramatic equaliser last week means it's 5 unbeaten and looking to make it 6 and secure that elusive win at Carrow Road for the first time in 2009. Liam Manning has made just one change to the side this afternoon. Thankfully, Rob Dickie has returned at the back, which will bolster City in defence. So O'Leary in goal, a back three of Tanner, Dickie and Roberts, McCrorie and Pring in at the wing-backs, then Williams, who will continue in central midfield, alongside Jason Knight on what is his 50th club appearance today. Knight will also wear the armband today in the absence of James in the starting 11. Sykes and Twine on the wings. In behind, Tommy Conway, who leads the line once again. And it's a strong subs lineup for Bristol City this afternoon. Matty James has dropped to the bench, so he's alongside Bajic, Cornick, King, Mehmeti, the very in-form Naki Wells, Gardner-Hickman and Mabudi. And now we can hear from Robins boss Liam Manning, who's been talking about the returning Rob Dickie and City's form ahead of today's game.
Liam, starting off with team news, Rob Dickie returns. How much of a boost is that?
Yeah, terrific to have him back. He obviously had a it wasn't anything major. It is more just obviously the volume of games that we had that feels like he was out probably a little bit longer. So great to have him back. Obviously we know what he brings. He's been terrific for us all season. So yeah, delighted to have him back.
Comes into a defence, has got 4 clean sheets in the last 5 games. How important is that defensive strength going into today's game?
Yeah, massive. We obviously done our work on Norwich, know the strengths they've got. Obviously know they're in good form. You can see that the league position. So, but at the same point, we're in a good spot as well. We've been performing well, but also getting results. So, it's about making sure that we start with that defensive discipline and the bravery to go and do us as well.
Touched on Norwich there. What kind of test will David Wagner's side be?
Yeah, tough. I think when you look at it, the quality, the experience, the attacking threat they carry. We know they've got lots of strengths in their side, but at the same point we know we have as well. So I think I look at the group we've got and the quality, and know that we, for at our best, we can compete with anybody.
Over 500 supporters making the very long trip all the way to East Anglia at this stage of the season. That's remarkable support, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. So a huge thank you to them. I know it took Scotty 6.5 hours on the kit van yesterday, so I can appreciate how long the journey is. So yeah, massive thanks, and we're making sure that we go out and do our best to put in a good performance, but also get the result.
Liam Manning chatting there to Ryan Morgan up at Carrow Road. So thoughts on the team today?
Yeah, not too many changes, obviously. Rob Dickie's come in. He's been one of the players of the season, so if he's fit, nice to slot in along in the middle of the defence with Roberts alongside him, and obviously Tanner the other side. McCrorie out on the right, Pring on the left. The other thing was Knight maybe replacing Matty James, maybe going into his most favoured position. He's been playing quite a long way forward. Maybe he needs to see the game a little bit deeper and watch the game in front of him. I think that's his favoured position. Maybe it's a question we need to ask him, but I like the fact that Knight's moved slightly deeper and he can play from a deeper position in midfield and then go and join the attack.
You were talking about that just before we came on, about perhaps last game and the question over who is centre back, and actually now being able to manipulate those roles. Back in your day, was it similar? Could you sort of move about and interchange?
I think if you know the game well enough and you're a little bit of a scholar of your sport, and you're really interested in football, not just play, you look at what your teammates do in your little zone. You can shuffle around in positions. I mean, I hate the word utility player, but there was one stage I was described as a utility player because I played in lots of different positions. Maybe I was, a master of none, but it got me a game some Saturdays, and other Saturdays it didn't. But I think if you study your position and the players around you, you should be able to go and play those positions. And George Tanner did a fantastic job last Saturday, and I'm not surprised to see him back at centre-half again this week.
And what have your thoughts been on the selection of the strikers? 1 week it's Naki, 1 week it's Tommy. Obviously both in great form at the moment. Do you think that's helpful, not helpful?
Again, another question for them, but I've seen it before. I've seen managers play one striker and he can't decide which one it is, and he's gone and told a striker, go on, give me your best hour. Run them into the ground, and then let someone else come on and score the goal. and that's the beauty of sometimes only playing, having 2 good footballers up front.
There you go. See, that's what would happen if Chris was in charge. Right, of course, now we've been following the fortunes of City women in the WSL. They've been playing here at Ashton Gate against Liverpool. Unfortunately, a 1-0 defeat here today, but a cracking game. Some excellent football being played, as Chris has already mentioned. We can go pitch side now, and head coach Lauren is with Rebecca Daniels.
Lauren, hi. Obviously, not the result you would have been hoping for, but the girls played well. What were your thoughts on the game? Yeah, absolutely not the result, but the performance, 100%. I thought we matched Liverpool again. In the first half, we've been the better team, caused the bigger problems, had the most corners. So I think really proud of the performance that we've pulled out after a really hard time on the back of results. But I think today showed that we can compete, and when we do it all and play for 90 minutes, we were in the game all the way through. So just a bit gutted that we've come away with a loss again.
Absolutely, and like you said, they were in it the whole way through. They did so well. You must be so proud of the girls.
Yeah, they've worked unbelievable this week. They've got their heads around it. Liverpool have changed shape. They've adapted to that really well. We've got some players on limited minutes, so that's why like Fernie and Nye had to come off at half time. So they've adapted again to that, and I thought they were brilliant. So their attitude, their application has been unbelievable.
And you've got another big game coming up next, Man City on Sunday. How are you hoping to build on today's performance ahead of that match?
Well, we've just showed that we can get in and amongst it. We can work hard. The duels today were really good, so we've got to take that into Man City. It's going to be a completely different game. You know that today we had the ball. Next week it's not going to be the same. Man City dominate the ball a lot, and Bunny Shaw's a difficult centre forward to defend against. So we've got a whole different challenge next week, but hopefully we'll take a bit of confidence from this one.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much, Lauren.
Thank you.
There you go. Lauren, great to see her, and she has such a positive attitude, as do all of the City women players, and we wish them all the best. Thank you very much, Becky. Right, still to come then, we're going to get up close and personal with Ross McCrorie. It's the final part of our series of interviews with him, an incredible season that he's had, so we'll speak to him very shortly indeed, plus some in-depth analysis of both of our teams as we follow the fortunes of Bristol City and their trip up to Norfolk. All still to come after this short break.
The first bird to start the dawn chorus, the last to stop singing at night. Traditionally, the robin represents hope, revival, new beginnings, and good things to come. While small and considered cute, don't let that fool you. The robin is aggressively territorial and quick to drive away intruders. Home is theirs to protect.
Gate is our home, our territory, our fortress to defend.
Bristol is our community, our family to protect and care for.
We care for and nurture our own academies to develop them into first-team players through opportunity.
Our bravery, our fearlessness allows us to play with freedom.
To entertain our fans and to inspire our community.
We play to win, we exist to inspire. We always believe.
Welcome back to Robins TV. You're watching us live from our studio here. Chris Honour's the studio guest, Alex Duffel commentary today, and thank you very much to Lauren Smith, who is chatting to Becky Daniels there. Don't forget, 2 Bristol City women games left this season. Manchester City next Saturday. It's a later kick-off, 6:45. Do come along, maybe make the flight over from wherever you are watching internationally, or if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube. All the tickets at bcfc.co.uk, and the final home game of the season is Everton on the 18th of May. You can find all the ticket details at bcfc.co.uk. Right, time now for an in-depth chat with Ross McCrorie. If you've missed the first 2 parts, well, here's the third, where he's talking about a sum-up of the season and perhaps a little cheeky eye on what's happening next season. Let's take a look.
It's a great experience down here. The league, there's very high quality teams. You see the top 3 just now, they are 80 odd points and they're flying. But a real good tactical side to the game down here as well. So yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying every minute.
You've definitely seemed to have settled in the games that we've seen you play so far, and it also looks like you're close to scoring your first Bristol City goal, because you mentioned that you are an attacking defender, which is a kind of a new role that we've come up with here in this interview. But how close are we to seeing one of those cut inside, bang it in the top corner?
I set high standards for myself, and to be honest, I've been kind of disappointed in my last couple of appearances, and you take that, like you go in dips of form and you hit form and stuff. So for me, it's about hitting that form again. And yeah, I'm due a goal. I've been getting myself into good positions. I've did a bit with cease in training, did little extras and stuff to make sure I get in them positions, and then I can finish them.
Yeah, I think you've got 1 or 2 assists though this season, if I remember right. You've got a couple of assists, so that's that kind of helps a little bit, I suppose. Not quite a goal, but you must be happy with that.
Look, for me to see where I came from, considering that first 6 months, and I wasn't even expecting. I was probably expecting to get a handful of games, and for me to, I don't know what, I'm on double figures already in games, considering I just got back not long ago. For me, it's a great achievement for myself, but I don't want to settle there. I want to push my levels up higher. I feel I can get even better. I'm adjusted to the league now, and yeah, especially if we can finish on a high, and if I can get this pre-season under my belt next season, injury-free, and I'm really excited to see what can happen.
Yeah, not many games to go, of course, but how have you and the team settled into Liam's style of play? He's been here 4 or 5 months now. How have the team sort of settled into how he wants to play?
Yeah, I'd say good. It's took a little bit of adjusting. You can see that at the start, but we were fired a lot of information, but the boys have took it on board, and we've really showed that kind of the structure in training, and I think the intensity we've been working at, it's been great. Obviously the gaffer got dealt a low blow with all the injuries to start with, and we've done well to see where we are on the table just now. Obviously we had the sticky spell, but it shows the big characters we've got within the dressing room. There's a few of us are leaders, and we've managed to pull ourselves through, and now we've won the last 3 out of the 4.
Yeah, in terms of goals for the rest of the season, then on a personal level, what are you trying to achieve in these final 5-6 games?
For me, it's to win the rest of the games, win the last 6 games. So obviously we sat down with a meeting the other day, the last 8 games, a little kind of mini league. So we wanted to win them last 8 games and take this momentum from now into next season, because next season, we can't keep saying next season, but we need a fair crack at it next season. Disappointed where we were this season. With the squad we've got, we shouldn't be mid-table. We should be pushing up, pushing playoffs and pushing promotion. That's why a lot of the boys we came down here was for promotion. Not came here to be like mediocre. We want to push the club up to Premier League, and that's where the boys want to play.
Yeah, and have those conversations happened? Have you got an ise on next season already?
No, look, we've still got 6 games to go. I think for us it's getting the best form we can get. If we can win these 6 games, and then it's only natural that momentum goes into the following season. We'll obviously have some reinforcements in the summer. Obviously boys will leave, boys will come in, but we've got a good solid foundation here, and yeah, the aim is we need to do better than we did this season, because it's not getting away from it. It's not really been good enough this season. Mid-table is not where this club should be, so yeah.
And before we even get to next season, we've got the small matter of a European Championship to talk about as well, because Scotland are back once again. Two European Championships in a row. What are you, as a fan, what are you most looking forward to?
For me, Scotland are flying. We'll get through. We'll be alright. We've got a good group. So Germany first game, but you look at the team. You got John McGinn, captain at Aston Villa. You get top players Scott McTominay, Man United. There's top players. Obviously my boy Ferguson's flying at Bologna now. So Yeah, we've got a really good chance, and with the group, I think we've got a good chance of getting through.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to seeing you next season. Congratulations on 12 months as a Bristol City player coming up to that, and fingers crossed we'll see more of you next season.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers, mate. Ta.
Seems like a nice lad.
Yeah, lovely lad. Yeah, and I was just translating for you after my period up in Scotland, wasn't I?
It is a really thick accent, isn't it?
It is. It's a beauty, that one. But yeah, it's nice to hear that accent. And yeah, he's a good player. And he had obviously a difficult start, but he's certainly shown what his worth is and why Bristol City went out and bought him.
That period of injury, I mean, you had a 9-month injury, and it must be tough when you're 9 months out of the game, and thought processes and of course mental health wasn't really in focus when you were playing.
No, that was something you just had to get on with and just be tough about and just work hard in the gym. I mean, I just read about Ben Arous in the papers over the last few days, another hamstring injury after 2 ACL injuries. He must be struggling. It must be really, it must be really tough, because all you want to do is to be out with your mates up on the grass, up at the training ground. You don't want to be in the gym because it's enclosed and you're just looking out of a window. Really tough. So yeah, he's done really well to come back, and Bristol City fans really appreciate him, and it'd be nice to see all the injured players back at some stage before the end of the season.
Absolutely. Good stuff. And thank you very much, Ross, for taking the time. Now, let's take a look at some of the perhaps threats, perhaps areas of opportunity, and take a look at our analysis. First of all, our director has entitled this one, Clever Norwich City. So let's take a look now, and essentially this is a corner against Leicester, and so everybody's running one way, but they put it exactly where they want to.
Yeah, brilliant set piece, really. There's a block off at the near post where the number 6 just blocks the Leicester player, just makes a big hole at the near post. The delivery is excellent, but he opens that space. Good run to the near post. They worked on that in the training ground, and it came off.
Yeah, so this one from the throw.
Yeah, this is the second one, long throw. They try to open up a big space at the far post. Sargent's aware of the little flick on from Barnes, and it falls into the right area. There's no cover at the far post, and he finishes well.
Yeah. Is this a set piece? Is this just an off-the-cuff?
I don't know. I haven't seen them do it a couple of times, but that's brilliant little bit of off-the-cuff stuff. If it was, I mean, they might have worked on it in the training ground, but the fact that there was just such a wide open space at the far post suggests they've worked on it in training.
Corners aren't great for them, though. Let's take a look at this. Talk us through this, because this is perhaps an area we can exploit today.
Well, Sheffield Wednesday are known for their set pieces, and they've managed to get about 18 players in that 6-yard box, and they've got in and around the goalkeeper. Again, the delivery is brilliant. And it's just a load of bodies, and the goalkeeper can't come for it. They've blocked him off, and it was a good finish. I think they drew that game. They were 2-0 up, and they ended up drawing against Sheffield Wednesday away.
The keeper not really fancying them either, is he?
He didn't. He got right under it, didn't he, and missed it completely. But one that he wouldn't be proud of.
This clip is entitled "Sarah is the Mustard," cleverly titled there. Of course, Norwich being the home of Great British Mustard. So this is perhaps someone we need to look out for today.
Yeah, brilliant little turn. Took it into his path. Excellent. It looked good because a couple of Preston players dived in, but this initial turn into feet, he got away from a couple of players just there. Then threw in a little dummy, cut inside, and then finished on his left foot. Obviously, a player to watch.
Thoughts today? How are you feeling about it?
I just wonder which Bristol City team's going to turn up. It's all about us, isn't it? We go and play really well against the good teams, and then we struggle against the weaker teams. I think we'll fancy this. I really do. We've got nothing to lose. It's a 6-hour journey. I hope they perform for the fans that have made the effort. I'm always optimistic until 5 o'clock.
Remember where you heard it first. Right, you're watching Robins TV. Thanks so much for joining us. That's it for viewers on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to follow the game, it's either on social media or on an audio pass. You can get that at bcfc.co.uk/live. Thank you very much for joining us. Of course, we are live half an hour before every game here on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you very much for watching.